I'm Nujood, age 10 and divorced. Chapter 3. The Judge. Judge Abdo cannot conceal his surprise. You want a divorce? Yes. But you mean you are married? Yes. His features are distinguished. His white shirt set off his olive skin. But when he hears my replies, his face darkens. He seemed to have trouble believing me. At your age, how can you already be married? Without bothering to answer his question, I repeat in determined voice, I want a divorce. I don't stop, not even once. While speaking to him, I feel trembly, but I know what I want. I want an end to this hell. I have had enough of suffering in silence. But you are young and frail, he murmurs. I look at him and nod. He starts nervously scratching his mustache. If only he will agree to save me. He's a judge after all. He must have lots of power. And why do you want a divorce? He continues in a more natural tone as if he's trying to hide his astonishment. I look him straight in the eye. Because my husband beat me. It's as if I had slapped him right in his face. His expression freezes again. He has just realized that something serious had happened to me, and I have no reason to lie to him. Point blank, he asked me an important question. Are you still a virgin? I swallow hard. I'm ashamed of talking about these things. It's deeply upsetting. In my country, women must keep their distance from men they don't know. And this is the first time I have ever seen this, Judge. But in that same instant, I understand that if I want to win, I must take a plunge. No, I bled. I should. He had shocked abruptly. I have the feeling that of two of us, he's the one who is flinching. I can see his surprise, see him trying to conceal his emotions. Then he takes a deep breath and says, I'm going to help you. I feel strangely relieved. Actually, I too have to be able to confide in someone at last. My body feels so much lighter. I watch him grab his phone with a shaking hand. I hear him say a few things to someone who must be a colleague of his. As he talks, he waves his other hand all around. He appears determined to try to rescue me from my misery. If only he can solve the problem once and for all. With a bit of luck, he will act quickly, very quickly, and this evening I will be able to go home to my parents and play with my brothers, with my sisters, just like before. In a few hours, I will be divorced, free again, without a husband, without the dread of finding myself alone at nightfall in the same bedroom with him, without a fear of suffering over and over that same torment I'm celebrating too soon. A second judge joins us in the room, and he dashes my enthusiasm to bits. My child, this might very well take a long more time than you think. It's a delicate and difficult case, and unfortunately, I cannot promise that you will win. The second man's name is Muhammad Al Ghazi, and according to Abdo, he is the chief judge. Muhammad Al Ghazi seems embarrassed, ill at ease. In his entire career, he says he has never seen a case like mine. They both explain to me that in Yemen, girls are frequently married off quite young, before the legal age of 15, and an ancient tradition adjusts Abdo. But to his knowledge, none of these precocious girls' marriages has ever ended in divorce, because no little girl has until now showed up at a courthouse. A question of family honor, it seems. My situation is most exceptional and complicated. We will have to find a lawyer, Abdo explains, somewhat at a loss. A lawyer, but for what? Of what use is a court if you can't even grant divorce on the spot? I couldn't care less about being an exceptional case. Laws are for helping people, yes or no? These judges seems very nice, but do they realize that if I go home without any guarantee, my husband will come, get me, and the torture will start all over again? No, I don't want to go home. I want to get divorced. I frown fiercely to show I mean it. The sound of my own voice makes me jump. I must have raised my voice too loud, or is it these big white walls that make everything echo? We'll find a solution. Muhammad Al Ghazi murmurs, straightening his turban. But he has more than one cause for concern. The clock has just struck 2 in the afternoon when offices close. Today is Wednesday, and the Muslim weekend is about to begin. The courthouse will not reopen before Saturday. I realize that they too are worried about going back home after what they have just heard. It's out of question. He's her going home, and who knows what might happen to her if she wanders the streets alone. Continues Muhammad al Ghazni. Abdu had an idea. Why couldn't I take refuge at his house? He still can't get over my story and is willing to do anything to tear me from the grip of my husband. But he must quickly withdraw his offer when he remembers that his wife and children have gone to the country for a few days, leaving him on his own. Our Islamic traditions stipulate that woman must not be left alone with a man who is not her mahram, her close bound relative. What to do? A third judge, Abdul Wahid, finally volunteers his help. His family is at home, and they have room to take me in. I am saved, at least for a moment. He too has a mustache, but he is more stocky than Abdul. His wire-rimmed glass make him look very serious, and he is quite imposing in his suit. He hardly dares speak to him, but I pull myself together. It's better to overcome my shyness than to go home. And besides, what reassures me is that it seems like real papa who takes good care of his children, not like mine. His big car is comfortable and perfectly clean. There is even cool air coming out of little vents, which tickles my face. It's nice. I barely open my mouth during the ride. I'm not sure whether it's from timidity, uneasiness, or because finally I feel all right with these grown ups taking care of me. You are a very brave girl, says Abdul Wahid, breaking the silence. Bravo. Don't worry, you have right to demand a divorce. Other girls before you have had the same problem, but unfortunately they didn't dare talk about them. We will do everything we can to protect you, and we will never allow you to be sent back to your husband. Never. That's a promise. My lips curls into little crescent moon. It's been a long since I smiled. Perhaps you don't realize it yet, adds the judge. But you are an exceptional girl. I blush. When we arrive at his house, Abdul Wahid hurries to introduce me to his wife, Saba, and to his children, Shima. Their daughter must be 3 or 4 years younger than I am. In her bedroom, she had a lot of Fula dolls, a Middle Eastern version of the American Barbie with blonde hair. All the little girls in Yemen dream about. You poor thing, says Shima. Haram is not fair. In Islam, anything forbidden and punishable by divine law is haram, so the child's indignant reaction is only natural. Shima's mother has explained to her that bad man has beaten me. Shima frowns, imitating an adult scolding someone. I'm touched by her sympathy. By a smile of complicity, she motions for me to come away and play with her, and then take me by her hand. As for the 4 boys, they are busy watching cartoons. There are 2 televisions in this house. What luxury. Please feel right at home, Saba says to me in a soft and welcoming voice. So this is what a family life is. I've been so scared that I would seem like a freak to them, but they have quickly adopted me, and I am quite at ease. They make me feel that I can tell them everything without being judged, without being punished. That evening, sitting cross-legged in the living room, is the first time I have the strength to tell my story.